Now to the Israel-Hamas war. President Biden is calling for hospitals in Gaza to be protected as the fighting rages near them, with Israeli forces closing in. And this morning, we have a look deep inside Gaza as Matt Gutman and our ABC News crew traveled with Israeli forces to a hospital they say was used to house hostages. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. The Israeli military taking us into the heart of Gaza City, and we saw unimaginable destruction there. So much of that city in ruins. And they did take us to that hospital where they said Hamas had been holding hostages. And just a mile away at Al-Shifa Hospital, a doctor there telling us that they have begun to dig a mass grave for 120 bodies that have piled up. They said that they're using gardening tools in their bare hands.
This morning, northern Gaza, a wasteland. We drove into the Gaza Strip on those jeeps embedded with the Israeli military, the destruction lining the road. High-rise complexes turned into ruins, roads into dunes. In the clouds of dust, vast numbers of Israeli troops and armor. We were heading towards a hospital they say was used as a Hamas command center.
We're now inside this armored fighting vehicle, and we are going towards the Rantisi Specialized Children's Hospital that has been evacuated.
About a mile away, Al-Shifa Hospital, Gaza's biggest. The hospital cut off. The Hamas-run Ministry of Health saying this morning the hospital is no longer functioning, and it's now burying dozens of bodies there in a mass grave. More than 11,000 people killed in Gaza since the war began, according to the Hamas-run Health Ministry. The Israeli military says Hamas is operating a command center there too. Two Biden administration officials say the U.S. has intelligence supporting Israel's claim, but the president expressing his concern for the hospitals in Gaza.
It's my hope and expectation that there will be less intrusive action relative to the hospital. The hospital must be protected.
Doctors there deny Israel's claim. Just north of there, we disembark outside the Rantisi hospital into active fighting.
Admiral!
We meet Israel's chief military spokesman, Daniel Hagari, a former naval commando.
You can hear the tank. This is still very much an active war zone. Admiral Hagari telling us that they're still fighting here, and the operation here is not over.
He says this was the house of a Hamas commander wedged between a school and the Rantisi hospital, and beneath it, this tunnel heading towards the hospital. And all around us, those street battles.
I don't know if you can hear all that small arms fire in the background. We gotta get down now. We're using the tank as cover right now. That's why it's rolling with us as we're walking slowly towards the hospital itself.
Hagari then leading us inside through a hole made by an artillery shell, showing us this children's safe room he says was used as a Hamas command center. He takes us further into the basement where he says he believes some of the Israeli hostages were held.
Hagari, what makes you think that this was a spot where somebody was held hostage?
We're going to bring here a forensic team. The only reason I brought you here, and I'm taking a huge risk, because you see the fighting outside. Tying hostages on a chair in his facility in a basement, fighting us for a hospital, using the children here in this hospital, a hospital for children, as a human shield. This is Hamas.
ABC News could not verify those claims.
Hagari, I got to ask you, though, Palestinians still say that they're not getting safe passage in the south. When they're going to the south, sometimes they're getting targeted. Is that accurate?
We're creating the tactical pauses. Also, we discussed with the administration in the States. We have 2 safe passes now going to the south.
Now, the Israeli military says that it controls the northern part of the Gaza Strip, but there is still intense fighting there. We saw those street battles ourselves. We were told that Hamas is still able to pop out of those tunnels and fire at Israeli troops and tanks, and they're still able to fire rockets into Israel. It gives you a sense of just how long this war could still last. George.
It's so intense. Okay, Matt, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.